and then you can direct your question to our student athletes or the coach of Southeast Missouri. The time is 4:21. Suppose we can get going here. Welcome to Dayton, as this is the first four, and the first game of March Madness will be played tomorrow night at 6:40 between the Southeast Missouri Redhawks and the Texas A&M Corpus Christi Islanders. We're really excited to have the champions from the Ohio Valley Conference joining us here. As on the far side, it is Chris Harris, who was named Most Valuable Player of the OVC Tournament, and then Philip Russell, who was also on the All-Tournament team and a first-team selection in the conference. Gentlemen, if you'd like to start with just your excitement and an opening statement and what this means to your school and program.
To start, I just say everybody's really happy to be here. It's a great opportunity for our program and something that is good for the community to be able to share. So being here, we have the support of our program behind us, and we couldn't be more excited and happy to get started and get to playing.
And Philip, your thoughts?
First, I would like to say I think everybody here, super excited. It's something we haven't done in 23 years. And for us to be here today, it don't feel real.
We now will focus our attention to the media in the audience. Questions for our student athletes. I'll start here in the third row in the middle. Your name, where you're from, and your question.
Jess Todd from KFS on Cape Girardeau. For Chris and Phil, the past 24 hours have been pretty crazy for you guys, from going selection show at the Show Me Center to now up here. What's it been like for you guys, just like I said, over the past 24 hours?
It's been pretty crazy, just like you said, with the travel and everything, finding out where we're going and who we're playing. So it's been pretty crazy from that perspective. But honestly, we've been pretty amped up to get ready to start playing and start practicing and getting in the gym again. So, obviously we've been in the gym before, but now that we have the selection show, we know who our next opponent is, and we know what we could actually end up doing in this tournament and being able to string together some games. It gives us more fuel, more fire to get ready to at least get out to shoot around and, get up some shots and just be together.
And Philip?
That's exactly what I was going to say.
I guess I got one more for you, Phil. Just the past couple of times I got to talk to you the last few weeks, it seems like the common trend is just like it doesn't feel real. Now that you are here and March Madness is branded over everything, it's on the court, has it sunk in at all, and how much more excitement does that give you?
It definitely sunk in. I'm very excited, but it's here now, so I'm ready to get going.
And the gentleman sitting next to there in the third row.
Clay Harrell with the Southeast Missouri and Cape Girardeau. Just Chris and Philip, a lot's kind of been talked about with Coach Korn being here as a player, as an assistant coach. Have you guys talked to him, like, as a team, what to expect from this, or is he kind of just letting you guys go in and figure it out yourself?
Yeah, I feel like it's been a little bit of both. Obviously we asked him. He's had a handful of experiences being in the tournament, coaching in it, or whether whichever it may be. So just getting able to talk to him, but a lot of times he tells us to make sure we put our phones down and actually get to experience and actually take in what's going on and what we've done for ourselves, our teammates, and the community. So I mean, yeah, we talk to him a lot, but a lot of times he wants us to make our own memories, so he kind of keeps quiet and shies away. But, I mean, it's a good surprise for all of us just find out on our own and experience it for ourselves.
Yeah, he definitely touched on a lot of things. How he been here before. He was just really saying like the atmosphere is different. I mean, as soon as we hopped off the bus today, it was like we had a little mini band and parade. I was like, wow, this crazy. So I get what he's saying now. So it is, the atmosphere is really different.
Other questions for our student athletes? We'll go to the far side here, behind the pillar, second row.
Connor Bruce with the University of Dayton. You guys were able to, 2-5 in your last regular season conference games and strung together a winning tournament of the Ohio Valley. So how do you kind of take that momentum and just keep the wins coming?
I think we just focus on keeping the main thing. That's been something we've harped on all year, and just keep winning as the end goal. And as for those 2 out of the last 5, we know kind of how we play, and obviously injuries had stuff to do with that as well. So being able to get the team all back together on the same page, just being a united front and staying together and being consistent, I think that'll give us a good chance to keep this momentum going.
Philip, talking about momentum, do you want to add to that?
No, I don't really want to touch up. He really touched on everything. The 4 games that we won 4 days in a row was big time for us, and I just hope we can keep it going.
Other questions? We'll go to the third row here on the near side.
My name's Aiden Kluge for the University of Dayton. After starting the season 6-10, what contributed to turning the season around?
It's just guys committed, coaches telling us like stick with it. It's a really good team. We can do something special, and guys believe that. So that's exactly what we did. We stayed committed, stayed down, continued to work, and this is where it got us.
Yeah, I'd piggyback off that and just say that, everybody loves everybody. We have a really good team chemistry, even though we've really only been together for a year. So for us, it was just a matter of understanding kind of the different situations we've all come from in the past, and us pretty much dropping everything behind us, leaving the egos at the door, and understanding that we have a special team, but everybody's special at some point, but if you can't put it together, it doesn't matter. So it's really everybody kind of just leaving themselves behind and putting the team up first.
Other questions for Chris and Philip? In the middle.
Chris and Phil, this can be for both of you guys. I know you both touched on the history a little bit, 23 years. When you finally get to take on the court for the first time, after everything this season has been through and seeing the community kind of rally around you guys, how much of it is just going to be putting on a smile and just being and enjoying in the moment of that excitement of it?
Really all of it. As soon as I step out there, I maybe smile, maybe not. I probably do more smiling after we win or something, but if I don't smile deep down inside, I'm really smiling. I'm really excited to be here.
Yeah, I definitely feel the same way. Phil probably won't smile, but that's just how he is on game day. He's too serious for anything. But, I mean, yeah, it's just the experience, just being here, being able to take in everything. It's a little different when we get out on the court because now we have a mission, we have a common goal, and we need to go out there and make sure we're all focused on that. But just being able to take in stuff like this and, like Phil was noting, walking in the hotel and stuff like that earlier, just being able to take those experiences, and then once we do get on the court, kind of put the smiles down and time to get to work.
Any other questions? I'll ask a question. Philip, as a basketball player, I know you dream of playing on that stage. Is there a memory of March Madness that you have, and looking back, and then sort of that feeling of stepping out on the floor tomorrow night?
A memory that I have. I would probably say it was the last second shot with Villanova, the toss back. I never forget it. I was sitting there watching it with my dad, and I was just telling him like man, that's the stage I really want to be on. And I'm just happy I'm here.
Chris, same question for you.
I'd actually have pretty much the same answer. That Villanova shot where the inbounder came and ended up hitting the game-winning shot, and you see the confetti go everywhere. And I was just sitting there thinking with my whole family, and we're like, man, that must be a crazy feeling, just all the hard work and all the dedication and everything to lead up to this point. So, I mean, that's probably the memory that sticks out the most to me, and it's because it's fairly recent. But, I mean, it was just a crazy way to end the season.
Other questions for our student athletes? Gentlemen, the stage is set. Congratulations on making it here. Enjoy tomorrow night.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Shortly, we'll be joined by the head coach at Southeast Missouri in Brad Korn. Hey, guys, thanks a lot. Feel free. Good luck tomorrow night, all right? At this time, we're excited to welcome the head coach of the Southeast Missouri Redhawks. Brad Korn, in his third season, has been able to land his team in the NCAA tournament with the automatic bid and winning the Ohio Valley Conference tournament. Coach, congratulations. An opening statement on your team and what they've been able to accomplish this year.
Yeah, thank you. 4 games in 4 days, pretty impressive by our guys, the resiliency, the toughness, the grit that they showed to get that done. Up and down season for us. We had a great November, a lackluster December, a great January, and a down February. So to see us come together at the end in March, thought that we had the potential to be able to do this type of thing. We talked about it 3 years ago when we first came. So it just is it's really remarkable to have this moment, not only for the guys in the locker room, but also for our community and our university.
We'll open up the floor for questions. Again, please state your name, who you're with, and then your question for Coach. Second row in the middle.
Jess Todd, KFS from Cape Girardeau. Coach, last 24 hours has been pretty crazy for you guys, from the Show Me Center and the selection show to now. What's it been like for you?
You know, it's been great just to see the look on the guys' faces, community members, administration. You're talking 23-year drought. Our region, our area, they really understand basketball and wanted to see us do well. We had great home crowds throughout that slowly built, and then to be able to have a viewing party in the Show Me Center with everybody there and to take in that moment with the community, I think is so important, not only for our guys, but as we continue to move the program forward as well. So, again, we're not excited just to be in the tournament. We want to play and compete and win games as much as possible, but to have those moments and to share that with the community has been probably, and to see the community come out the way that they came out was very impressive.
After the championship win at the OVC, you kind of talked about how being at March Madness as a player was something that you're going to have to wait to see how different it was as a coach. I know we're still at the very early stages of this. I mean, you guys just landed a couple hours ago, but now that you are here, what's it been like so far since walking in the building?
I've said it in a lot of interviews before, and it's basketball Christmas. You know, it really is. Every time you turn the corner, it's just you smile. It's something else. Really, to see the look on the assistants' faces. You know, Keith Pickens, first time he's been to the NCAA tournament. I coached Keith at Missouri State, and so to see the evolution kind of his career and to see our guys and just the way you're treated, and it's the NCAA tournament. I mean, this is what you go through, all the stuff, all the conditioning, all the weight training, all the everything to get to this moment. And so to be able to have that and share that and be a part of that, or maybe to be a small piece or a small reason why, it's just been, again, every turn it's something new. I mean, we had a guy playing bagpipes today when we got to the hotel. So, I mean, what else could you ask for?
And then just lastly, because you guys are the first game of the tournament, I mean, so much excitement goes into the entire thing. But to have you guys be the ones that are really tipping the whole thing off, what's that experience going to be like?
Yeah, and if you go back even further, Jess, to Saturday night, the first ticket punched, an overtime game, and just capturing the whole March Madness and what it's all about. And then now to have all eyes on you as the tournament kicks off. It's just, again, you couldn't write a better script. You really couldn't. If you tried, you'd probably mess it up. So thankfully, I try to stay out of the way and just let the guys be the star of the show, and that's what they've been all season long. Again, as a coach, or as a fan, maybe you get the highs and the lows or what you get hung up on, but as a coach, it's everything in between. And it's been a long road to get here to this point, but our guys have shown great toughness and resiliency, and to do that in Evansville, to have these moments that they have, and to kick it off here tomorrow night, again, what more could you ask for?
Other questions? The gentleman in the third row there with the green shirt.
Clay Harrell with the Southeast Missouri and Cape Girardeau. Coach, I asked Chris and Philip about it, but just with you being here before, is it kind of important to you to kind of balance, like, hey, for them what to expect, but also staying out of the way so they kind of just, make their own memories and kind of figure it out themselves? Yeah,
I think you're exactly right. I want them to walk out on the court and just to feel that moment, to have that moment. I can't tell them how to feel. I can only try to prepare them for what it might be like. And I think the main thing I've tried to tell them or get them to understand is just how long these games actually are. And so there's a lot that goes into a game, and really once the ball gets tipped up, you got to do what you know what you can do, and that's basketball. And so when the ball, and that's easier said than done, obviously, and there's going to be a lot that goes into it, a lot of emotions, butterflies, all those types of things. But at the end of the day, they're here to play basketball, and they're going to play.
Again, if you have a question, we ask that you just please raise your hand. We'll find you. The second row near the pillar.
Coach, you talk about this has been 3 years in the making. You took over, during the pandemic. So what do you credit this moment to?
Boy, really just a belief in yourself, a belief in the people around you. You don't do anything in life on your own. We brought 10 new players in, 2 new coaches. As you said, we took over in the pandemic. Then we got hit with the portal. And so it was always kind of one of those things like, man, are we ever really going to get our head up here? And we really were going into the conference tournament one game under 500. And so to be able to string it together how I thought we could is satisfying. It's rewarding, but I think it gives you some verification that what you're doing is right. And believing in yourself and believing of those around you, surrounding yourself with good people. That way you know that what you're doing and putting into the guys is going to pay off at some time. I didn't think it'd be this fast, to be quite honest with you. But again, I'm not completely surprised because of the people that we've surrounded ourselves with.
Again, if you could state your name and your affiliation, we'd greatly appreciate that. Any more questions out there? A second row.
Coach Marcus Hartman, Dayton Daily News. I was wondering, have you been here before in any capacity, and do you think that them having been here last year is any kind of a advantage for them just from an experience standpoint?
Yeah, the first part of your question, yeah, I was here with Kansas State, and we played Wake. I forget which year that was. So I have been here before, and I do think that is an advantage for them, having just gone through everything from the media to the hotel to everything that you have to do and go through in the process of getting here early, waiting around 40 minutes on the court, and all those types of things. So I do think that that's an advantage for them. I'm not exactly sure how many of their guys on their team from last year are there this year, but I do believe it's a little bit of an advantage just because of the normalcy and the way that everything is ran. No, the deer in the headlight looks probably won't be there for them as much as it may be for somebody for the first time.
Third row.
Aiden Kluge, University of Dayton. What attributes does this team hold that make you believe that you can beat any team?
They're kind of fearless, and I think it's played into some of the ups and downs that we've had throughout the season. But the one thing that I do take away from the OVC tournament is just we had a calmness and a steadiness about us, and they had a look in their eye. The guys had a look in their eyes of just a supreme confidence that they understood that this is now basketball. There's nothing else that matters. It's survive and advance. It's win or go home. And so I think the attributes that this team has is the toughness. We've been down big in games, we've been up big in games, and we just keep on coming. And it doesn't always look pretty, but I think that we do have a confidence about our ability to be able to perform on any type of stage.
Coach, outside of obviously the championship, what was the biggest highlight during that OVC tournament run?
You know what, I would say just the last 8 minutes of the semifinal game against Morehead State. Morehead State is a program that has done great things in our league year in and year out for the last 4 or 5 years now. A lot of respect for Coach Spradlin. And the last 8 minutes of that ball game, we only allowed 1 field goal. And it's been kind of a little bit of a deal of how we play defensively. But to win that semifinal, obviously put yourself in a championship game, but in the manner in which we did it with toughness and with defense, and to not allow them to have a field goal the last 8 minutes of the game, I thought that was a pretty significant special moment that helped us carry on into the championship game.
Any other questions? Coach, congratulations on the championship. Best of luck tomorrow night. Enjoy it.
Thank you very much.